Hello everyone in YouTube, Right Stick, and we here for making a comparison video. We have the ZTE ZMAX Pro. This is the mid-range killer, and we have the newcomer came to MetroPcs just recently, the LG K20 Plus. Let's find out the differences and which better will be for you. When we look to these phones, we will be able to see that the ZMAX Pro, it's a huge, massive phone. We have the LG K20 5.3 inches, and you have 6 inches for the display. So you guys can see the difference over here. It make a massive difference. If you are one of the people who like big screen, the ZTE Max the way you go. But let's look on the differences in the design. So we guys gonna be able to see power button located on the back. The back has very grippy, nice textures to it. It feels good in the hand, honestly, and the phone is not slippery. As well as we have the camera is 13 megapixel camera, audio jack, microphone, and the USB mini 2, and the speaker located over here, and the volume rockers will be on the side of the phone, while the ZTE ZMAX Pro has USB-C. As you guys can see, this is the only notice, and the audio jack will be from the top, the microphone, and we have another microphone, one for noise cancellation, which is great. So the battery is not removable in this device, while the K20 you can pop the battery. We have 2700 milliamps and 3400 milliamps power, and this is the fingerprint. This only fingerprint, there is no power button over here. It's going to be located on the side of the phone, and in the top will be the volume rockers. The ZTE ZMAX Pro has LED notification lights. This will light up when you have message or missed call, so this great addition to the device. So while the K20 it doesn't have this. The grip of the phone, this is a big phone, so this is not one hand phone, very hard to reach all the points on the screen. So the LG K20 is smaller. Still, the LG K20 Plus is not a one-hand phone, but you can reach more and you can use it in one hand a lot easier than the ZTE ZMAX Pro. I understand that the differences in sizes, and some other people like big screen like the ZTE ZMAX Pro, but for me, I personally prefer the LG K20 Plus design over, because it's easier for me to navigate the phone, and the back grip, it's a lot much better for me. And this is just me. You may be different than me if you like that big screen phone. It's a heavy phone as well, so the battery is not removable, and this will be up to the people. But in my opinion, I would prefer the design of the LG K20 Plus over the ZTE Max Pro. But the only things I don't like, there is no LED notification lights while you have something to notify you or to give you a hint that you have received a message or something in your phone, so that way you don't miss it. ZTE ZMAX Pro targeted for people want a big screen. At the same time, ZTE they push more resolution, so we have full HD resolution, which is 1080p for the display. I mean, to be honest with you, I like the color. I mean, absolutely, there is a lot more PPI. You talk about 395 for PPI with 1080p full HD, and the colors are more cold and more real than and it's also more bright. This is on the maximum brightness, and you guys can see that the ZMAX Pro, it's more has more lights and more bright, even if the phone not on the maximum light over here. So this will be compared to the ZTE Max Pro. The K20 will be very dim, so this doesn't help much, especially if you are outside using your phone. The color is better, it's more brightness, more PPI, so you have only high definition 720p, 277 for the PPI, and the color for the display, it's warm, not cold, so the white kind of yellowish, and the colors not vivid and not good as the ZTE ZMAX Pro. Absolutely, people want to love big screen. Also, they have better quality display. Talking about the internal hardware of the phone, let me start with the ZTE ZMAX Pro. It's powered by Snapdragon 617 with 1.5 octa-core processor and GPU Adreno 405, and we have 2 GB of RAMs, and we have up to 128 GB for the SD card, and we have the LG K20 Plus powered by Snapdragon 425, 1.4 quad core processor, so we don't have octa-core processor. The Adreno GPU for the phone will be 308. 32 GB for the internal storage for both devices, so you can push as much as you want games, which is very good in my opinion. And we have the Geekbench 4 and show us the result. The result's very close basically. I mean, I'm very surprised that phone with quad core processor give us a result close to octa-core processor, but believe me guys, when you play a heavy game you will see the difference. Now for this particular reason I have downloaded the Need for Speed No Limits just to see the performance and the differences when we play the game between the ZMAX Pro and the LG K20 Plus. As I said, the Adreno GPU is a lot higher with the ZTE ZMAX Pro compared to the K20. So let's play and you guys gonna be the judge. So playing the game right now, according to what I see when I play the game, I mean there is a lot of frame drops in the game, so the game is not giving me the actual performance. The game it's slow because lags, but you guys don't notice this when the phone lag, but the graphics slow. That what's make the game not good to play. So here is how the performance with the K20 Plus, and let me move on the ZTE ZMAX Pro because I want to see actual performance. I don't want to just see numbers here. Okay, we'll play the game over here. It's a lot much smoother over here, faster, and everything's like a very smooth and flawless. No issues or whatsoever when you play very heavy games because the GPU make that huge difference for you guys. So now after you play the game you will be the judge. Now the sensors in phones. ZTE ZMAX Pro has a gyroscope, has everything when you just run sensor box for Android except the temperature sensor, which is not that important anyways, and you guys gonna be able to see that we have gyroscope, we have most of the sensors same as the ZTE ZMAX Pro. But let me tell you something, now we have full HD with more brightness and more pixel, because when you're trying to play any 3D video on the cardboard, the more pixel you push in the PPI, the better performance you get. Now we have 720p, and the display compared to the ZMAX Pro is very dim. Absolutely, you're gonna get a lot better experience with the ZTE Max compared to the K20 Plus. And in my opinion, yeah, phone like the ZTE Max with a bigger screen and more resolution, it will work a lot better for you if you are coming to this area. You want to play 3D video or VR videos and stuff like that. For the operating system, ZTE ZMAX still has the Marshmallow, the one that came with 6.0.1, and we have 7.0, which is Android Nougat. Now LG in their phones, they're different than the ZTE. ZTE very much stuck Android. They have only a few changes on the phone, and the LG they have their own UI. No matter what LG phone you get with the same operating system, you very much have the same experience. So the stuff that actually comes with the phone here, it's gonna be slightly different between the two phones, but not that massive difference. For instance, LG they have the knock-on, so these came with LG 5 years ago, so these very much one of the differences. And you guys can look the icon how it looks. It's look like how LG they made it because they use the custom UI, and the ZMAX very much like stock Android, but basically they're gonna function with the same way. Now the LG has the Nougat. This is something more up to date than the ZTE Max. ZTE always they have problem, they are always behind with the updates. They don't update their phones, especially the mid-range or the budget devices. So I'm not expecting much about ZTE. Of course, if you're looking for the operating system to be up to the date, the LG K20 Plus the way you go. One thing we need to mention that the LG doesn't have the Google Assistant yet. Maybe LG they gonna push it with another updates, while the ZTE Max has the Google Assistant now. That because ZTE it depends on the stack Android more than LG. Let's talk about the battery a little bit. Now the K20 has removable battery, 2700 milliamps with 720p, and the screen colors is not that vibrant, or it's not that bright anyways. As I mentioned in my full review, the phone gave me very good performance for the battery for this particular reason. Now when you have more PPI, more higher resolution and more bright display, absolutely you need more milliamps power for the battery. So we have 2400 milliamps power battery, but believe or not, the K20 Plus give me better performance than the ZTE ZMAX Pro for whatever reason I have mentioned before. But the ZTE has the USB-C cord, which is the one that go reverse, you know what I mean, like it's the future for cell phone right now. And the K20, even that came with the 2017, is still a little bit behind, and they still use the mini USB 2. For the camera, we have 13 megapixel camera for the rear in both phone, and 5 megapixel for the front with the beauty mode. What's make the ZTE a little bit better? First, you have slow motion. Both take up to full HD for a video, and you have slow motion video for the ZTE Max, which is, we can't find this for a phone like the K20 Plus. And you have the manual control, so you can adjust the white balance, the warm, you have ISO, we have more stuff to play with if you are a professional photography. While you don't have this, LG depends everything auto, so you don't have the option to have manual control on the camera. Overall guys, I mean, like, I would prefer the camera on the ZTE Max Pro a little bit better than the K20 for one reason. I mean, the table here, as you guys can see, it's purple. Here's like kinda blue, which is, in my opinion, that the ZTE ZMAX has more natural colors when you capture the picture. Plus the selfie camera also a lot much better. I have already covered the camera for both phones in my full review. You guys come back and watch these videos if you wanna see more in depth about the camera with samples. The question is now, it's worth it to buy the LG K20 Plus over the ZTE ZMAX Pro? In my personal opinion, not. LG, you have to step up your game. First, you charge the customers or the users or the people, whatever, $20 more for a phone has less specification than the ZTE ZMAX Pro. First, you have octa-core processor, higher GPU, full HD, more PPI, and USB-C, while LG have very dim display compared to the ZTE Max Pro. Of course, I mean, the display is good, don't take me wrong, and you have less resolution, less PPI, less GPU, and slower processor for more money. You guys be the judge. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Do not forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Variety Stick, and I will talk to you in my next one.